In this practice, we will perform two tasks. First, we will configure Golden Gate replication between an Oracle 12c PDB and an Oracle 19c PDB. This replication will include the tables and the sequences. At the same time, we will demonstrate using Oracle Golden Gate for database upgrade with nearly zero downtime. To implement this practice, we need to have the following two virtual machines, or VMs. One is a source database. That is an Oracle 12c CDB database, and it has at least one user PDB in it. The other one is a destination database. That is an Oracle 19c CDB database, and it has at least one user PDB in it. Unfortunately, we can't use the environment that we used in the course practices straight away. To have those machines, you have three options. Build the machines from scratch. Use the existing course environment by installing Oracle 19c in the second VM, which is called GGSRV2. Or download the VMs from my website. I made an environment available for download from my website. The download link is provided in the practice document. Bear in mind that the file size is nearly 21 GB. Therefore, it will take some time to download it if you have a slow connection to the internet. The environment specifications are as shown in the screen. We have two machines, OGG1 and OGG2. OGG1 is the source database with Oracle 12c CDB database. OGG2 has Oracle 19c CDB database. Each database has one user pluggable database, named as PDB1. The archive log mode must be enabled in each database. If you are using the downloadable environment, there will be a job that deletes the archive log files that are older than 24 hours. The memory sizes in the VMs in my website are set to 4 GB. Although they might work fine with this size, but I highly recommend setting them to 6 GB if your PC allows it. I faced a few problems with the VMs because of this small memory size. Assuming that you have the environment as mentioned in the prerequisites section, in this section of the practice, we will make changes to prepare the environment for this practice. If you downloaded the environment from my website, you need to update the network settings of each appliance because the network adapter name is different from its name in your machine. Let me show you the steps. First, open the settings window of the VM. Then click on Network on the left-hand side. After that, change the adapter name to match the adapter name in your environment. After changing the adapter name, enable the Shared Clipboard setting. Just click on General, Advanced, and set the Shared Clipboard option to Bidirectional. After that, create and configure a staging directory. Click on the plus button. Then enter the full path directory, give the folder a name, mark the Auto Mount checkbox, then click on OK button. I have already configured a shared folder in my case. I don't need to configure it again. Shared folder is useful for exchanging files between the hosting PC and the VM. Remember to implement the same steps on the other VM. After implementing those steps, perform the steps as shown in the screen to add Oracle user to the VBox SF group. This group has the privilege to access the shared folder. I don't think you will have any problem on implementing them at your VMs if you want to. The next task might be needed if you are using the VMs downloaded from my website. The VMs are configured with static IP addresses. In the following steps, you will verify that the network configuration works fine in your environment and make the necessary changes if needed. First, start the VMs. Log in as root in the first VM. Open the network settings. Go to Application, System Tools, Settings, then click on Network on the left-hand side. Then click on the Gear button under the Wired section. From there, click on IPv4, and you can change the IP address from there if you need to. After that, click on Apply button. If you change the IP address, you need to turn the network card off and then turn it on again so that the new IP address takes effect. Don't forget to implement the same steps in the other VM as well. SwingBench is a free Java-based benchmark application. You will use it as the sample application for this practice. In this section of the practice, you will install SwingBench on your hosting PC. First, you need to download the application from its author site. Then, extract it into a drive letter in your PC. This is already done in my environment, and I think you can easily do it in your environment too. If you are using the VMs from my website, the SwingBench schema SOE is already installed in PTP1. In this case, skip step number 15 in the practice document. If the SOE is not installed in your environment, perform the steps as described in the item number 15. Although SOE is already installed in my environment, I will show you how to run and use the order entry wizard. This is the wizard which will create the SOE schema for you. First, start the order entry wizard. Go to the directory where you installed SwingBench. Then go to the subdirectory winbin and invoke the batch oewizard.bat. This wizard creates the SOE schema in your database. Click on Next button. Make sure version 2 is selected, then click on Next. Make sure the first option over here is selected, then click on Next. Fill in the fields so that the wizard can connect to your database. I will use the Easy Connection method to connect to my PDB. Click on Next button. Enter the tablespace name. I will use the user's tablespace. Here it gives me a warning that the schema is already there. Of course, in your environment, you shouldn't see this message. I will click on Yes button just to go on with the wizard windows. Over here, change the tablespace type to normal tablespace. Change the user-defined scale to a small value, like 0.04. This value is enough to produce 400 megabytes worth of data. In this window, set the level of parallelism to 2. After that, you need to click on Finish button. I'm not going to do that in my case because the schema is already installed in the PDB. After installing the SOE schema, we can invoke the Swing Bench. When you see this message, select SOE client side. Then click on OK button. Define the connection information under the User Details section. You can click on Test Connection button to make sure that the settings are correct. If the connection is successful, click on a Play button. When you click on this button, the Swing Bench sessions will start.